Alright, hi and welcome everyone. This is the Hobo Prepper and I am Friar Tuck. Okay, so you guys probably remember the pictures, these flags. This might actually jog your memory of when I was through here in January. So real quick, there's going to be two things that are going to be part of this. One, I'm going to show you some of the food. Thank you guys so much. You guys made sure I ate like a king, and I had some. It's nice to have a treat when you're on the road, especially when you stop by a place that's absolutely phenomenal when they're cooking. And so I even took a picture with the cook and told her how important she was to this place. But I'm also doing an interview with a traveler that I met, and he's been doing this for about 5 years. And so I wanted to share an interview with you and say, hey, thanks for being my subscribers. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to be a subscriber. I need just about 200 more, and then I can get monetized. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. Hey, and welcome everyone. This is the Hobo Prepper, and I am Friar Tuck. Okay, so I asked for lunch, and I was able to get lunch. I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. I got another trail hiker that I'm talking with, but look at look at this. So I've had the burger, and the burger's absolutely phenomenal. I've already taken a couple of bites out of this Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Oh my God, this is one of the best Phillies I've ever had. I mean, next to being in Philadelphia, having one of their Phillies. But for a Southern Philly, this is absolutely amazing. So if you're on the Florida Trail and you stop by JR's Osceola River gas station here, they have little restaurants called Moe's. You stop over here, you eat. Expect to spend about $10 to $20 on some good food, but it's definitely it's 5-star. So if you're ever down here, this is just something to consider. All right, guys. So it is the next morning, and you know their breakfast is just as good as their lunch and their dinner. So as you see right here, this is biscuits and gravy with eggs. I got me a cup of coffee, and it'll put hair on your chest. So, you know, if you don't like it like that, you might want to have some extra creamer. But, you know, man, their biscuits and gravy, they're to die for. I had them last time I was here. Totally worth it. It's going to cost you about $10 if you want eggs, because eggs are expensive. Otherwise, just the biscuits and gravy are like $5 or $6. All right, introduce yourself.
My trail name's Prophet. Real name is Eric Hansen.
Okay, and how you've been doing this for 5 years? Tell us what it's like doing this for 5 years.
It's got its ups and downs, just like everything else in the world. It's been interesting, living out in the woods. I enjoy it. I like being outdoors. It's, I don't know, one of the greater things in life, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, good times, bad times. But I think overall, it's been the experience of my life, the best times of my life.
Like, what would I expect if I were out there?
Kind
of like what the advice you were giving me yesterday.
Well, you gotta get used to bad weather. That's always an issue. You gotta get used to drinking out of swamps. That's another one. Going hungry every once in a while. You gotta deal with that. But that's not too bad, honestly. If you really don't have any food, at least for me, the hunger doesn't bother me too badly. Mm-hmm. I get meeting a lot of other people too. Meeting the people out here, you get some good, you get some bad too. So,
okay. So, tell me, like, what's made this positive? Give me like 3 of the best moments that you've had on this, doing this.
All right, yeah. Well, of course, it's all about the natural stuff that I've seen. I remember I was out west on the Pacific Crest Trail, and I've been hiking all day, and I hiked into the night, and I came into this glade, in a mountain glade. It was picture perfect, starry night, moon out, and there must have been 1 million lightning bugs. The entire woods were just glowing with blinking yellow lights. That was pretty special. Other wildlife I've run into out there. I ran into a female black bear and 3 cubs on the trail. That was a pretty hairy experience, but I came out on top. Yeah, just all the natural stuff that I've seen out there.
Okay. If you were to give somebody advice, they're coming out for the first time, what advice would you give them to survive as long as you have?
Yeah. No, well, obviously the water filter is the main one. I use a Sawyer water filter. That's the a go-to, and it hasn't let me down. I use a hammock. In my opinion, the versatility of the hammock is top notch. 10 times better than a tent. You don't have to worry about flat ground. As long as you're in an area with trees, you got a place to sleep that'll keep you up off the ground and dry. If you want to go cheap on certain things, yeah, just like everything else, you go a little bit cheap. But with a backpack, I would definitely go all out on your backpack. I use an Osprey. I spent close to $300 on it, but it was worth every dollar.
Okay, and so in order to get power when you're out, so you don't have to keep coming in, you have a solar charger. You got it off of Amazon for.
Yeah, I picked this bad boy up for $60. You can see that.
Yeah.
It's a 3-panel. It puts out 21 watts. It's got 2 USB ports on the inside here. You just plug in your charging cords to that. You see the green lights lit up. It's just picking up ambient there. It's not a sunny day, so on a cloudy day like this, it's not going to do anything for you. But no, this is a definite must. You got to have a cell phone out there, or I got a vape pen too. I rely on that for my nicotine fix. So yeah, no, this is worth every dollar too. I spent like $60 some. Got it off of Amazon. Worth every dollar.
Okay, and what are the top 3 pieces of gear that are must-haves?
I'd say this solar panel. I use a twig stove, and I don't have to worry about the fuel. So a twig stove, and definitely a hammock. Eagle Nest Outfitters. It's a big name in hammocking. So if you want to get a hammock, go with an Eno. They're the best, in my opinion. Okay,
and so as far as like some of the gear, have you had to buy it all, or have you come across gear that you've been able to keep? And what's it like keeping track of your gear? Because you said you've lost your gear a few times.
Yeah. No, I drink a lot, so every once in a while, I'll pack up camp, and I forgot to pick up my tent stakes for the rain fly on my hammock. I lose my hat constantly because I sit down on the trail, sit my hat down, and I'd start hiking, and then 5 miles later I realize I don't have my hat, and I'm not turning back around for it. I'll just pick another one up in the next town. But yeah, no, gear failure too is another issue every once in a while. Everything breaks down sooner or later, but I've been able to do pretty good. There's always a town 50 miles or closer, so I'm usually able to replace stuff. I'm never high and dry. I usually do pretty good.
Okay, and so closing thoughts. Just what would you like the viewers to know? Like if they have to come out, we've talked about prepping and stuff like that. What would you like the viewers to know? Like as far as like, here's some basic survival skills that you can't live without.
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna need the ability to make fire. There's like a fair crumb rod. You run the metal across it, sparks. I got a nice fixed blade knife. I think the biggest issue, if you were looking at some emergency situation where you had to get to the woods, food's gonna be your next big issue. A water filter and finding water is pretty simple, but not everyone knows. I still rely on coming into town and buying ramen noodles and tuna fish and stuff like that. So I think food would be your biggest, issue to deal with. Is are you gonna be able to hunt, take a fishing pole or something like that?
Okay.
So at least that.
You were talking about you built a slingshot, and you're trying to hunt squirrels?
No, I picked up a slingshot. It's a little lightweight thing. It's pretty badass, but I'm pretty good at hitting beer cans at this point. But I haven't gotten a squirrel or anything yet. The squirrels jumping around from tree to tree branch. It's not a simple thing to pick one off, but I give it a shot every now and then.
Have you hit any of them?
No, just beer cans.
Just beer cans? Yeah. Okay. So, all right, man. Any final things you want to say?
Yeah, no. I hope y'all, if you're indoors, get outdoors.
Okay.